Hi, everybody. Welcome to a random hotel room where we can talk Cowboys football this morning. This isn't Ask Me Anything. I've got some questions from people on Twitter, observations from Cowboys training camp, and you can fire questions at me. How about that? So, let me open up my Tweeter machine and see what people have asked me. And we'll get this thing going. I do like the can you give me a reason to be optimistic about this season? The Green Bay game last year broke me. I'm 30 years old, but a diehard fan my entire life, never seen us play past the divisional round. Yeah, I am Sleepy Jeff. I just got up. Sleepy Jeff. But we out here. And if we're out here, we might as well be live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can give you some optimism. Here's the thing. This Cowboy team is worse on paper than they were a year ago. And it kind of doesn't matter. Yes, it's a rotor room hangover. And it kind of doesn't matter because they're still going to win 10 games or more. And the only thing that really matters is how much different can they be on the day that they play a playoff game? Can you not start like butt on offense and be butt all day on defense? So they're not as good on paper as they were a year ago. I do believe that. But it also doesn't matter. Get to the playoffs. Don't play like butt. That's the hope I give you. Just do that. Will Trey Lance play the most snaps in preseason? I think so, because they know what they got in Cooper Rush. They know what they got in Dak. So, yeah, I think Trey Lance will play the most in preseason. He's been kind of wee, but, my eyeballs tell me with Trey Lance, he's got a good arm. He's a good athlete. He's probably a backup quarterback. That's probably what Trey is. I don't know that he's better than Cooper Rush. He's got better tools than Cooper Rush. I don't know that he's better, but we'll let him play preseason games, and we'll find out. Give me some news on running backs. They're out here. We got a bunch of them. We got too many of them. I don't know how they're going to make it all work. Got too many running backs. You got Zeke tends to take the snaps first, followed by Rico Dowdle, followed by Royce Freeman. Deuce Vaughn yesterday was on the cords. He was banged up. He doesn't need that. He needs to get out there and he needs to practice, which is easy for me to say. When you're hurt, you probably can't do that. He would be out there if he could. But I'm just saying, you got a lot of other options there. If you're not out there working, that could be a quick way to the practice squad. Hunter Lipke's going to make the team because he's different than the rest of them. So it's at least 5 guys. You got Malik Davis, Snoop Connor, Nathaniel Pete. There's other dudes out here, but it's a lot of dudes for a few spots. Has Wanye Thomas taken any first-team reps over Wilson? No, not that I have seen, but he does. But Wanye Thomas just keeps showing up on the snaps that he does with the second team, and I like him. Chances of you going to the rotor room today, very high. I go every day. Jeff, you and I need haircuts. No, I think I cut too much hair. I wish I had it back. I want some mo. I'm hoping to see more Turpin in the offense this year. I agree. Yeah, fire your questions in. Anything that you want to know about Cowboys camp, and I'll tell you what I've seen. I haven't seen everything, but I've seen what I've seen. That's the best I can do. I got my little notebook that Brian brought us, stole for me. See? We got notes. Have the changes to the run scheme been noticeable? They've run the toss play quite a few times, and they'll do a reasonable amount of getting Turpin involved with running it. He'll line up in the backfield a little bit. He'll take an end around. They're trying to have some fun with Turpin for sure. Run game probably looks better. I don't want to beat this down. I don't want to, but the run game so far probably looks better because the defensive tackles aren't good at stopping the run. How does running back Nathaniel Pete look? He was thicker than I thought. And honestly, it's tough out here because I haven't watched them much in individual stuff. I've been watching more of the bigs. And he doesn't get a lot of opportunities when they go first and second team. Excuse me. And so I would love to have you an extensive Nathaniel Pete scouting report, but I do not have that for you. Who do you think gets extended before week 1? CeeDee Lamb's going to get extended this weekend or sometime in the next few days or whatever. I think that's going to happen. And so, yeah, that's going to happen. How does Cooper Beebe look versus Brock Hoffman? I'll tell you what I don't appreciate about the Cooper Beebe and Brock Hoffman situation. Brock Hoffman looks fine, We dismiss him because we like the draft pick, and I get it. I like Cooper Beebe a lot. I hope Cooper Beebe is the starting center. I think he's a good player. But unlike at some other positions, like Beebe's not even getting a look at the first team. Other guys sometimes will rotate in and get some snaps with the ones. He's not even getting a look, but it's early. We'll see what happens at the end as they keep going along. Perhaps he will, but I see Cooper Beebe mostly in when they're doing their little individual things before they get to team setup. I think he looks good. It's a stout dude. It looks powerful. I like Cooper Beebe. Will I be at the Rams joint practice? I will. I'm going to leave August 9th, the night of August 8th. Which day is their scrimmage? I think their scrimmage with the Rams is the 8th, and then I leave the day after. Could 2010 JCav catch a post corner route at least once in Cowboys training camp? Easy answer, yes. 2010, boy, I was already slowing down though, Eric. I think ET could get in the slot and run a little, if they were in off coverage, run a little snag and get some separation. By the way, Tyler Guyton is a massive man. Tyler Guyton is a massive man, and he's not the massive like I think Broadus was the one that pointed it out yesterday. It's like it's not the Tyron Smith where he looks like he's a tight end that's just supersized. He's got a six-pack. He's built like an offensive lineman, He looks like an offensive lineman. How you liking the YouTube thing, Jeff? I love the YouTube thing, and I thought it was going to be the only thing I was going to do, that I was going to YouTube, and I was going to hook up with people who were going to sell it, and I was doing that, and then something else might have fell in my lap that was too good to pass up, and just stay tuned, and you'll find out. Miss your Jerry soundboard. You don't have to miss the Jerry soundboard, bro. I got it. It's right here. Why not start the day effing it up? I don't have my buttons pulled. I know this is the hot dog one.
No, this is a hot dog bun.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it because I'm not wearing headphones. The hot dog one, I think, or the start the day effing it up, might be this one.
Why not just start the day picking it up?
You tell me if that was the right one. I don't know. I do not know. Let's see Jeff's notes. That's from McCarthy's presser. We don't need that stuff. Let's keep moving. Talked enough about Mazi Smith. I'm good there. Just some notes about Chauncey Golston as a leader. I don't know if you care about that. Like there's some guys out there that don't look like super comfortable leading and engaging and talking it up to people. Chauncey Golston does. But does it make him a good NFL 3 technique? Probably not. But he has to play 3 technique because we don't have anybody else to do it. I'm a psycho about one-on-ones. So I just write every single rep, who went against who, and if they won. Do you think the running backs will struggle to produce explosive plays? Absolutely, I do. Do you think Deuce will be able to produce? Is he looking like a college star only? Deuce, I don't know if he'll get a chance. I think Rico has some explosiveness. I think Freeman and Zeke both have less than he does. And so I don't know where you're going to get explosive plays from running back. The guys who make explosive plays running the ball for the Cowboys are CeeDee Lamb, who's not here yet, and Kevontae Turpin. That's who makes explosive plays running. What have been the most noticeable changes from Quinn to Zim? I think the coaching style is, and of their minions, is a little bit different. Like I've been following around Zimmer and the defensive line coach, Jeff Scanina. And man, it almost feels like high school. Like they just cuss. Scanina especially, just cussing everybody out. Like, what the F are you did? That was effing, you effing F, stop effing, and like yelling at people. I think it's a little more intense, and players, you're going to have to see how they respond to that. And what they want is fundamentally different. Dan Quinn with the bigs fundamentally wanted, get your ass upfield, get in the backfield and make plays. Mike Zimmer wants, occupy that damn space, and then you're allowed to work your way towards the backfield. Stay where you're supposed to be, you sons of biscuits. If our DTs are bad against this room of running backs, we'll get smoked. Well, I mean, running backs to some extent are running backs. I do wish that they had younger and more explosive. But it's not running backs that the DTs are not doing well against. It's offensive linemen, and then the running backs just go where there's room. That's all that is, you know. Let's see. Wanye Thomas is all over. Kalen Carson, I put eyes on yesterday, number 41. I like him. I think he's NFL ready. I think if something were to happen to somebody, Kalen Carson can go play NFL football right now. Ron Bland's having a nice little camp. Surprise. Jordan Lewis having a nice little camp. A lot of the DBs are, and yet the offense scored a bunch yesterday. So it was just a good day. Everybody had a good day. Wide receiver has been so random. Jalen Cropper's going to make a play. Then Tyron Billy Johnson's going to make a play. And then David Durden's going to make some plays. And then Kelvin Harmon. And then Jalen Brooks. And it's just, and then Racy McMath. And then Deontay Burnett. It's going to end up chalk. We know that, right? The way the wide receiver thing is going to end up at the end of the day. That was for you, Justin. Cooper Rush looks like the best quarterback. No, he doesn't. Dak Prescott looks like the best quarterback. Oh, some of you are different. The wide receiver is going to end up chalk. It's going to be CD, Cooks, Tolbert, Turpin, probably Brooks. And so you got all these different guys stepping up and making plays every once in a while. But at the end of the day, it's just going to be the guys that we already know. That's who it's probably going to be. Izzy had a nice day on D. Izzy Mukwamu had a really nice day in one-on-ones. He had a little bit of an up and down day. He got beat on some stuff, but you know, anytime that you have multiple interceptions, that's also worth mentioning. So he done good. Do you notice any limitations with Overshown related to his injury last season? No, he looks good. Should have packed me in the suitcase, Jeff. I need to be there. Sky, all you need is flights, bro. Skywalker Steele's in the chat. Make sure that you're following him and everything he does. Record prediction for the season, 11-6. All you gotta do is get here. Starting, is it tomorrow? I think tomorrow I check into my hotel and then I got an Airbnb. There's 2 beds in that son of a bitch, Sky. Get out here. Just bring an XLR mic to plug into the Roadcaster and get out here. Bring your ass. Great question, Joe. What did Joe ask? Any limitations with Overshown? No. Overshown looks good. Overshown, he looks good. Sanjay's in the super chat. Pete can be the explosive runner. Did you go to the same college as Pete? He has long speed and short area quickness. Calling it now. He'll have several plus 20 yards. No, I do hope that he makes some explosive plays, and I hope that he, shows up and gets a bunch of opportunities. Just tell the wife that. Yeah, tell the wife. Yeah, just do what I do and live an incredibly lonely and sad existence with no companionship, and you'll be free to do whatever you want. It's great. Not related to sports, but I hope you're doing great, Cavs. I'm doing pretty good. Love seeing with the 105.3 guys. Yeah, I'm friends with most of them. They're good people. Let's see. Do you have anything else? What were the other questions from Twitter? I had a bunch. Last year we didn't run the ball well on offense, couldn't stop the run defense. We added linebackers to help. Is that enough? Has the DT position been corrected enough? No, the DT position has not been corrected enough. But I will mention over and over again the guy that has surprised me. He was a 7th round draft pick, and so I wasn't that familiar with him. But Justin Rogers is the guy that, if I followed the DT group all day yesterday, Justin Rogers is the guy that kept flashing as a dude that has a bunch of power in those hands. Where just even in the drills and everything, when he's stuck and he decides to, he got some power in there. And Carl Davis hasn't really done anything in the NFL or much of anything. And when they signed him, I was kind of like, yeah, that's a nothing, even though I liked him in college. He might could play some no snaps, but I say all these things about the guys that I'm like, oh, you know what? That guy looks like he might have a little something. And they're getting run on. Although I guess the team that's really getting run on is the first team, and neither one of them is really getting an opportunity to play the snaps with the first team as the nose tackle. So, yeah. Trey Lance experiment's over. Yeah, I mean, he appears to be a backup quarterback. If you're on the train of like he's the next starting quarterback for the Cowboys, well, that was your fault. You I mean, but I guess when you trade a 4th-round pick for a former top 3 pick, you're going to create that question. Is Trey Lance a bust? No, I think he, what year is it for him now? 4, 5? He's in his 5th-year option, right? No, he's in his 4th year, and they're not going to pick up his 5th-year option. But yeah, he needs reps. Even yesterday when they were in their little 2-minute drill, and I'd been talking about his poor decisions and throwing picks all day, it looked like he was about to just do a bunch of really good stuff. Throw outside the numbers, bang. Another one outside the number, bang. Down the seam, bang. And I'm like, oh, here he goes. And then he runs. And I'm like, oh, look at Trey go. And then they get down to the 5-yard line. And with 6 seconds left, he took all 6 seconds of throwing in completion. And you're like, ow, there's a brain fart for you. It's like he's got tools and he needs to play. He needs to, no shade to no C, but why the huge contrast with Mazi updates? If you're listening to him alone, you'd think he was having a great camp. I can't. I don't know. I cannot watch for anybody else. I just tell you what I see. I love Pat. Pat's my dude. I've spent a lot of time with eyes on Mazi Smith, and Mazi Smith is very much struggling, and they're trying everything they can to get good out of him. He has some good reps, and you can see those on Twitter. You can see he's got some good reps. But on the whole, he is going through it. Name who you think will be the starting 5-0 line at this point. Let's see. Hoffman at center, Martin right guard, Smith left guard, Steele right tackle, Guyton left tackle. I would guess that Guyton will start and BB won't. But we're 2 days into padded camp. But that's my guess at this point, is that they are going to slow roll Guyton on his way up to the first team, and that Cooper Beebe may not start when the season starts. Hey, shout out to Stephen Clark. We got a new channel member there. Let me check my questions on Twitter. By the way, today is called a mock game, is what the Cowboys are doing. So if you guys don't know this about Mike McCarthy, he says mock game, which sounds to the fan base maybe that like there's going to be something fun. Mock game is McCarthy's word for a walkthrough. So like we're not going to be able to come out of today with like, boy, so-and-so really did this, so-and-so really did that. We might see where people line up and get some ideas about some stuff they want to do, but it's a walkthrough. That's what they're doing today. Hear anything about signing a DT? No, nothing about signing a DT yet. I do think that day could absolutely come. There is, I'm sure you guys have seen, or a lot of you have seen, that they are working out and potentially signing. It sounds like Mike McCarthy wants them to sign a guy. Carl Lawson is one of the names that is working out. Justin Hollins, Shaka Tony, and Al-Qaeden Muhammad, 4 different guys that they're working out. Mike McCarthy said we were talking about these guys before Sam's injury, so we'd definitely like to add one. And I don't believe that they were talking about guys before Sam's injury, but maybe they were. Because, if without Sam Williams, the guy who's been running is like the 4th defensive end is Tyrus Wheat. And he's interesting. I'm not throwing any shade at the guy, but, if it's a name that you're not real familiar with, you might want a guy that you're more familiar with. You might want a guy who's done some NFL things. And so that would be cool. I'll watch. I'm sure Brian Broaddus will give you full reports on all 4 of these guys. The only one that I remember all of them from college. I remember Carl Lawson having impact in the NFL at different times in his career. So that could be fun. I like a Carl Lawson signing. Who's got the lead for TE2? I would say Scooney. Yeah, I think it's Ferg and Scoon. And then, we'll see. Nobody really jumping out. John Stevens has fun athleticism. Hendershot makes an occasional play. Brevin Spanford gets grabbed by the face mask and tossed to the ground by Kalen Carson. How are the eats at training camp? That's one thing I'm trying to focus on. I'm trying to focus on, hey, when you have your free time, don't just go sit in the room, bro. Look up, where can I get food and get to a beach? We got to get out there. We got to live. We got to vibe. I got my vibe journal over there. It has mindfulness prompts for each day while you're doing your journaling. Are there any other questions that Jeff needs to get to? Which player do you think is trying to get the most out of his training camp experience? We should keep an eye out during the first big game. I'm going to keep going back to 96. Justin Rogers has got more than I thought. Eric Scott had a good day yesterday. Kalen Carson is a name a lot of people already know, but he's doing some stuff. Is there anybody else that's jumping out? Nashawn, not Nashawn Wright. Although he's been fine too. Damone Clark has been showing up over and over again. Who else to have pluses by from yesterday's practice? Nobody. Or guys that I've already talked about. So anyway, a lot of running back questions, and we're just going to see. We'll just see. Is Trey Lance better than Cooper Rush? I don't know. Flip a coin. More talented? Probably not better. I don't know. Okay. So that's about it. I'll check the chat here. It has brought a snore, not that I've noticed. Any teams with enough DT depth that their cuts could be an improvement for us? Probably. I don't have those teams identified at the moment. Still pimping those hats. I'm not pimping those hats. I had that endorsement for a little while, but they are nice hats. I surely do enjoy them. Who could overtake right tackle Steele? No one. No one. Steele's been all right. Been all right. Hoping that he's going to be good, but he's been all right. All right, that'll get us going, right? That'll get us going. Brian should be back with my car soon because other people didn't answer the phone. He had to take my car, and then we'll go catch a McCarthy press conference, see a walkthrough. And this evening, I would imagine Broadus, myself, and Vach will holler at you guys on here. So thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. I love you. Be easy.